All right, here we go. This is our second video in lesson 11. So 11 and 2/10 video. And we're going to be subtracting decimal numbers by thinking about addition. So here is a subtraction, right? 12 minus 4. All right, now we're going to flip it around and we're going to change it to 4 plus an unknown equals 12. So when you're doing your flipping around, let me just grab a pen over here. When we're doing our flipping around, we're going to always take the first number and make it the last number. And then the second number could be either in the first position or the second position. And remember that you can use any letter to represent the unknown, right? That's the number we don't know. So 12 minus 4 is the same as 4 plus something equals 12, or something plus 4 equals 12. All right? Let's just clean that off real quick. Now we're going to think about that with a decimal subtraction. Very similar, right? 12 and 3/10 minus 4 and 8/10. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to try to always do this, is to just estimate. This is just a little mental practice so that we make sure that our answer is reasonable. Okay, so 12 minus 4. Well, I see that it's 4 and 8/10, so I could think about 12 minus 5. All right, so my estimate is going to be about 7, right? 12 minus 5 is going to be an estimate of 7. So now we have to think of a related equation, addition equation that we can use when we flip this around, right? Now remember what I said, your first number is going to become your last number. So I think we have this written down here, yes. Okay, so we have 12 and 3/10 became our last number, right? It was our first number. And 4 and 8/10 can be in either the first or the second position. So 4 and 8/10 plus unknown equals 12 and 3/10, or unknown plus 4 and 8/10 is equal to 12 and 3/10. Okay, now we're going to solve. We know that our answer could be around 7. Okay, so our estimate is a 7, around 7, and now we're going to look at our numbers. So we're switching it around, right? We have 12 and 3/10 minus 4 and 8/10. We're going to change it to 4 and 8/10 plus unknown equals 12 and 3/10. So now we're going to be able to count up to that. That's why we switched it to addition, so that we could count up. So 4 and 8/10 using the arrow way. If I add 2/10 to my 4 and 8/10, I'm going to end up at 5, because 8 plus 2, so 8/10 plus 2/10 is going to add one more. So that's going to get us to 5. And then 5 plus 7 and 3/10 will land at 12 and 3/10. Okay, so you might be thinking, well, how do we know these numbers, right? These are numbers that we come up with. So let's just sort of think about that for a minute. We start at 4 and 8/10, and we're going to, by some unknown, land at 12 and 3/10, right? So 4 and 8/10, if we add 2/10 to that, that's going to bring us to a whole number 5, right? Then from our whole number 5, what do we need to do to get to 12 and 3/10? Well, 5 plus 7 is 12, and 7 and 3/10 would get us to 12 and 3/10. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of model how you move forward with that. And so then we know 2/10 plus 7 and 5/10 is, 2/10 plus 7 and 3/10 is 7 and 5/10. So 2 and 3/10 minus 4 and 8/10 is 7 and 5/10. See how we switched it to do addition? Basically, we're doing subtraction, but we just turned it around so that we could do addition. Okay. Let's look at the next problem. Oops, sorry. Let's look at this one. 6 and 12/10 minus 3 and 87/100. All right, so in the video, I'm going to ask you to find the estimate for this. All right, 6 and 12/10 minus 3 and 87/100. Think about what is the estimate and answer it here on Edpuzzle. And then I want the next step that you're going to do is to write the related addition problem. Okay, so we're going to change this from a subtraction problem to an addition problem. Remember what I said? The first number goes to the end, and then the last number goes here with your unknown. Okay, so you try and write it as question 2 in Edpuzzle. And then question 3 is to find the answer either by arrow method or vertical subtraction. Okay, all right, answer those questions for us. And we're going to move on to the next step. And the next step is going to be using manipulatives right here with place value. Okay, so now we talked about subtracting by changing it to an addition with an unknown. Now we're going to talk about subtracting by decomposing. And we're going to look at number bonds and decimal discs to help you with that. And remember, you can always borrow decimal discs anytime you want to just try it out for yourself, build some dendrites, make that brain grow. Okay, so we're going to look at 9 4/10 minus 3 7/10. Let's see if we can write that somewhere. 9 4/10 take away minus 3 7/10. And I wrote it vertically. That is one of the ways that we can solve. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to solve using our place value discs. So let's pull out our place value discs. 9 6 7 8 9. Okay, there's 9 and 4/10. So we need our tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and this is subtraction, so I don't need to put in the 3 7/10 because we're going to be taking it away. All right, so 9 minus 3, right? Can I take away 3 of those ones? Sure, I can. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 9 minus 3 is 6, right? Okay, we're good so far. Now, 4/10 minus 7/10. I have 4/10 here. Can I take away 7/10 from that? No, I can't do that, can I? So I need to exchange, right? I need to exchange one of my ones for 10/10, right? Because remember, 1 is worth 10/10. So I'm just going to let this guy hang out here while I bring 10/10 over. 1, 2, 3, oops, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so my 1 is being exchanged for 10/10. I'm going to put him away. Now I have 14/10. Do you see that? Now I have 14/10, right? 14, I'm just going to put a T here for tenths. Now, see, that would be like borrowing, right? I took away one of my ones. Now I have 8 ones. And now I have 14/10. So now that I have 14/10, I can subtract 7 of my tenths, put them back, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 14 minus 7 is 7. And I have 5. 8 minus 3 is 5. So now I have 5 7/10. Okay? Did you see how that worked? Now, I want you to kind of keep that in your mind as we look at another way to do our subtraction here. Okay, so this is the same thing, 9 4/10 minus 3 7/10. And this is what we actually just did, but I just want to show it to you how you can write it out, because this might help you. So we took 9 minus 3, and we got 6. Remember when we did that? Oops, sorry. We did 9 minus 3, right? And we ended with 6 here. And then, let me just get rid of that one. Okay, and then we're breaking it into 5 4/10 and 1. Okay, so basically here is our 1 that we're changing to 10/10. Okay, so I'm going to just write 10/10 here. Okay, because watch what we do now. 1 minus 7/10, and that equals 3/10. Do you see that? So we're doing it right here. We're taking it away from the 6 4/10, but we're showing it by breaking this apart and taking it away from the 1, because it's easier subtraction. So 10/10 minus 7/10 is 3/10. Here's our 5 4/10 again. See, it's just right there. Now we have 5 4/10 plus 3, and that gives us 5 7/10. Okay, now why are we adding it on here? Why are we adding 5 4/10 to 3/10? Think about it, right? Here's our 5 4/10. If we have 1 and we take away 7/10, we still have the 3/10 left over. Okay, so that's what's left over after this subtraction. So that's why we add it. And now we have that answer. Okay, and I want you to think about it. It's the same thing that we did here. We had 6, we took 1, we changed it to 10/10. We subtracted 7/10, and then we had 4/10 left. Okay, kind of like here. Sorry, 3/10 left. And that got included in our 7/10 at the end. All right. Okay. So we are subtracting decimal numbers using a number bond to decompose the decimal number to take from the next unit. I know it's a little complicated, but maybe it's helping you to see things in a different way and to grow that brain. Okay. All right. So now let's look at our next one. Okay. 8 62/100 minus 1 900. Okay. So let's think about how you can solve this. Estimate. Maybe you want to use decimal discs. Maybe you want to turn it around and add and then use the arrow way. Maybe you want to try vertical subtraction. Whatever you do, put your answer in question 4 in Edpuzzle. And if you need help, pause the video and ask for help, right? There's lots of people who can help you and talk to you about how to get this done correctly without copying work, right? Learning, that's what we're doing here. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot. Aloha.